guys, hope all is well. And I want you guys to know I have another good lesson today. So let's get into it. In this lesson, we will be talking about tenses in the English language, but we will not be covering all of them in this lesson. We have the present, past, and future. All the tenses add up to be 12 in all. The reason for that is simple. All the tenses consist of four counterparts like simple, perfect, continuous, and perfect continuous. Well, in this lesson, we will learn about the present tense. Okay, what is the present tense? The present tense is a verb tense that expresses actions or states at the time of speaking. In other words, that means something that is happening now. Okay, now that we know what a present tense is, we can move on to learning the four counterparts. Okay, so let's start with the present simple tense. The present simple tense. Okay, guys, what is the present simple tense? We use the simple present tense when an action is happening right now or when it happens regularly. Depending on the person, the simple present tense is formed by using the root form or by adding s or es to the end of the word. Okay, guys, to make you guys better understand this, when they say adding s or es to the end of the word, they're talking about a verb. That means that if you want to identify the sentence as present simple tense, you have to add s or es to the end of the verb in order to do that. So let me show you guys with a couple of examples so you can better understand. He likes to run. He does his homework every day. He walks all day. He makes music. He sings every day. As you can see in the examples, all the sentences have a verb that ends with an es or an s. So that way you will be able to identify that it's present simple tense if you see the verb ends with an s or an es. Okay, let's move on to the next tense, present perfect tense. The present perfect tense. What is the present perfect tense? Okay. The present perfect tense is used to indicate a link between the present and the past. The time of the action is before now, but not specified, and we are often more interested in the result than in the action itself. If you didn't understand the definition, let me clarify on what the present perfect tense means with an example. She has defeated the player. The reason this is present perfect is because this action did happen in the past. It has an effect till this day. Like, for example, when the Chicago Bulls were the champions of the world. Till this day, those 6 championships still have an effect on the basketball community. Also, the present perfect tense formula is S plus have or has plus past participle. Like, for example, she has defeated the player or she's defeated the player. So since we got all of that covered, let's look at a couple of examples to better understand. He has won the race. He's gone and done it. He has injured his arm. I have thrown the ball. She's cooked the meal. As you can see, in all these examples, I've used S and I have used have or has. Okay? And remember, if you see he apostrophe S or she apostrophe S, you know it's she has, he has. Okay? So let's move on to the next one. Present continuous. The present continuous. What is the present continuous? The present continuous is used to tell about whatever action is happening at the time of speaking. With this tense, the verb will end with ing, like, for example, going, doing, wanting, or talking. So let's move on to the examples to get a better grasp on this tense. He is walking to the park. I am going to school. I am needing a new lesson. He's moving out of the house. She's running in the race. As you guys can see, in these sentences, all the verbs have one thing in common. They all ended with the ing, and that means the present continuous. Okay, guys? That's what it means. So if you're ever doing the present continuous, make sure you have ing at the end of your verb. Okay, let's move on to the last one. Present perfect continuous. The present perfect continuous. What is the present perfect continuous? The present perfect continuous is a verb tense which is used to show that an action started in the past and has continued up to the present moment. The present perfect continuous usually emphasizes duration or the amount of time that an action has been taking place. Okay, guys, by us reading the definition, we can see that time is a key factor in learning the present perfect continuous. Let's look at an example to see how it goes. They have been here for the past 2 hours. Do you see how that sentence was formed with a certain duration added to it? That duration was 2 hours. So now let's move on to the examples to get a better handle on this. They have been moving for an hour. You have been standing there for 3 hours. I have been running for the past 4 hours. We have been walking for a while. They have been jumping up and down for a day. Okay, guys, as you can see, all these sentences have two things in common. They have two things. Can you guys name those two things? Okay, good. The first thing is that they're both continuous, so they all have ing at the end of their verbs. And the second thing they have in common is that they all have something to do with duration. Duration. You know what I'm saying? Something to do with time. If you can see that, if you can identify that in all 5 of these examples, great. That means you are paying attention and you're learning well. Well then, guys, that's the end of the lesson. I was glad to have you guys today, and hopefully you guys will be here next week and ready for the next lesson. So I'll see you guys then. Stay eagerly to learn.